Let's start by clearing up the biggest lie we've all been taught: that your body falls apart simply because you're getting older. That aging is the villain. That once you hit a certain number, decline is automatic, unavoidable, and permanent. But if that were true, then every person the same age would break down the same way. And we all know that's not what we see. Some people in their 60s run marathons, lift weights, travel the world, and glow with energy. Meanwhile, others in their 30s already struggle with back pain, fatigue, stiffness, and chronic disease. So what's really going on? Your body is not programmed to collapse on a schedule. It responds to how you treat it. Every single day, you are giving your body instructions. What you eat, how much you move, how long you sleep, how you manage stress, how often you sit, how shallow or deep you breathe. These small daily choices don't feel dramatic in the moment, but over time they add up. They either build your body up or slowly tear it down. Think about it this way. Your body is like a living construction site. Cells are constantly being replaced. Tissues are constantly repairing. Bones are remodeling. Muscles are rebuilding. But here's the catch. Your body can only work with the materials and signals you provide. If you feed it processed food, sugar, and chemicals, you're giving it cheap building supplies. If you starve it of movement, you're telling it to shut down strength systems you no longer need. If you sleep 5 hours a night and live in constant stress, you're pulling workers off the repair crew. And then we wonder why things start breaking. Most people don't suddenly wake up one day and feel terrible. It happens quietly. A little stiffness here, a little weight gain there. Energy drops slightly, sleep gets lighter, posture gets worse, pain becomes normal. We adapt to feeling worse instead of questioning why it's happening. We normalize dysfunction. We say, that's just life. But it's not life, it's accumulation. Your body keeps score. It remembers every skipped meal of real nutrition, every week without movement, every year of sitting too much, every night you stayed wired and exhausted. The scary part isn't that damage happens. The scary part is that it happens slowly enough that we don't notice until the gap between where we are and where we could be becomes massive. And here's something empowering. If lifestyle can break the body down, lifestyle can also build it back up. Your genes may load the gun, but your habits pull the trigger. You are not trapped by your age. You are not trapped by your past choices. Your body is incredibly adaptable. It responds to new inputs almost immediately. Start moving more. Joints lubricate. Muscles wake up. Start eating better. Inflammation drops. Energy rises. Start sleeping deeper. Hormones rebalance. Repair accelerates. Start managing stress. Your nervous system calms and healing improves. This means decline is not destiny. It's direction. Right now, you are moving either toward strength or toward fragility, toward energy or exhaustion, toward resilience or breakdown. And most people don't choose collapse. They drift into it by default. They let convenience, comfort, and distraction make decisions for them. But you don't have to drift. You can decide to treat your body like something worth protecting, not something you only pay attention to when it's broken. You can become intentional instead of reactive. You can stop blaming age and start upgrading habits. Because your body isn't falling apart because time is passing, it's falling apart because it's being underused, overworked, undernourished, underslept, and overstressed. And the moment you change that, everything else begins to change too. Now let's talk about something you can't see, can't feel at first, and rarely think about. But it may be the single biggest reason your body feels older than it should. Inflammation. Not the kind that happens when you cut your finger and it turns red. That's helpful. That's healing. I'm talking about the slow, quiet, constant inflammation that never fully shuts off. The kind that sits in your joints, your gut, your blood vessels, and your organs, slowly wearing things down from the inside. Imagine a small fire burning inside your house. Not enough to trigger alarms. Not enough to cause immediate damage. But it never goes out. Over time, the walls weaken, the wiring degrades. The structure becomes fragile. That's what chronic inflammation does to your body. It doesn't announce itself loudly at first. It whispers. A little stiffness in the morning. Random aches, brain fog, fatigue, skin issues, slow recovery. Then one day it's arthritis, heart disease, autoimmune problems, metabolic dysfunction, and people are shocked, but the warning signs were there all along. So where does this constant internal fire come from? Mostly from modern living. Ultra-processed food loaded with sugar, seed oils, additives, and chemicals your body doesn't recognize. Constant stress that keeps your nervous system stuck in survival mode. Poor sleep that prevents proper repair. Sitting too much, moving too little. Environmental toxins, even dehydration. Your body wasn't designed for this combination and it reacts by staying on high alert. Here's the problem. When inflammation stays high, your body stops prioritizing long-term repair. It shifts into emergency mode. Energy goes toward defense instead of rebuilding. Muscles recover slower. Joints become sensitive. Blood vessels stiffen. Hormones get disrupted. Your immune system becomes confused, sometimes attacking the wrong targets, sometimes missing real threats. And this creates a dangerous loop. The more inflamed you are, the worse you feel. The worse you feel, the less you move. The less you move, the weaker your body gets. The weaker your body gets, the more inflammation rises. That's how people slowly spiral into chronic pain and disease without realizing how it started. But here's the powerful part. Inflammation is not permanent. It's responsive. Your body wants to calm down. It wants balance. It wants to heal. You just have to stop feeding the fire. When you eat real food, vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, protein, whole ingredients, inflammation drops. When you move your body regularly, blood flow improves and inflammatory chemicals are cleared out. When you sleep deeply, repair systems turn back on. When you breathe deeply and manage stress, your nervous system shifts from survival mode into recovery mode. Even simple changes make a difference. Drinking enough water, walking daily, stretching, getting sunlight, slowing down your breathing. These aren't trendy hacks. They're biological signals that tell your body you are safe. You can repair now. And once inflammation drops, something incredible happens. Pain decreases, energy increases, brain clarity returns, recovery improves. Your body starts acting younger, not because you reverse time, but because you remove the constant internal damage. Most people chase treatments, pills, quick fixes, temporary relief, but they never address the fire itself. They keep pouring water on symptoms while throwing gasoline on the cause. If you want your body to stop falling apart, you don't just need to add more supplements, more medications, more tricks. You need to subtract what's quietly destroying you every day, because when you put out the fire, the body finally gets a chance to rebuild itself again. Let's talk about something most people don't notice until it's already stealing their independence: muscle loss. Not weight, not body fat, muscle. Because muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's about staying alive, mobile, and capable. Here's what's happening right now, whether you realize it or not. After about age 30, if you do nothing, your body slowly starts shedding muscle every single year. Quietly, gradually. You don't feel it at first. You just notice that carrying groceries feels heavier. Stairs feel longer. Getting up from the floor takes more effort. Your balance isn't as sharp. Your metabolism slows. Fat becomes easier to gain and harder to lose. And people say, "I'm just getting older." But again, that's not age. That's muscle loss. Muscle is one of the most powerful organs in your body. Yes, organ, because it regulates blood sugar. It protects your joints. It stabilizes your spine. It supports your posture. It stores energy. It produces chemicals that reduce inflammation and improve brain function. When you lose muscle, everything else starts struggling. This is why frailty is so dangerous. When muscle disappears, people become fragile. Falls become serious, recovery becomes slow, injuries become permanent, simple illnesses become life-threatening. Not because the illness itself is stronger, but because the body is weaker. And modern life is perfectly designed to make this worse. We sit for hours, we avoid lifting anything heavy, we outsource physical effort to machines, we scroll instead of move. We choose convenience over challenge, and your body adapts to what you demand of it. If you don't ask for strength, your body removes it to save energy. Your body is efficient, brutally efficient. It will not keep expensive tissue like muscle if you're not using it. So every day you choose not to move, not to lift, not to challenge your body, you're sending a signal that strength is unnecessary. But the good news, Muscle is one of the fastest things your body can rebuild at any age. People in their 70s, 80s, even 90s have gained strength when they started training. Not because they became superheroes, but because the human body is designed to adapt when you give it a reason. You don't need to live in the gym. You don't need complicated routines. You need resistance. You need to push against something. Your own body weight, bands, dumbbells, gravity. You need to challenge your muscles enough to tell your body, we still need this. And when you do, something powerful happens. Your metabolism speeds up. Your joints feel more supported. Your posture improves. Pain often decreases. Balance improves. Energy rises. Confidence changes. You don't just feel stronger, you move differently through the world. Strength gives you options. It gives you freedom. It lets you say yes to hiking, traveling, playing with your kids, carrying your own luggage, getting up off the floor without fear. Weakness takes those choices away slowly, quietly, until one day you realize how limited you've become. Most people wait until something hurts before they act, until the doctor gives a warning, until a fall happens, until they feel old. But by then they're rebuilding from behind. Imagine instead building ahead, building a reserve, training not for appearance, but for longevity, for resilience, for independence, for the future version of yourself who doesn't want to rely on others for basic movement. Because muscle isn't about vanity, it's about survival. Now let's talk about the control center, the system that quietly runs everything without you having to think about it. Your nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, and the billions of connections sending signals through your body every second. This is not just about thinking and emotions. This is about movement, digestion, heart rate, breathing, healing, balance, coordination, immune function, everything. If your nervous system is overwhelmed, misaligned, or constantly stressed, your body doesn't operate smoothly. It becomes noisy, glitchy, unstable. You feel it as tension, tight muscles, headaches, shallow breathing, poor sleep, gut problems, and slow recovery. But most people never connect these symptoms to the communication network that's actually controlling the entire system. Think about posture for a moment. When you spend hours hunched over a phone or laptop, your head shifts forward, your shoulders round, your spine compresses. That's not just a structural issue. It changes how nerves transmit signals. It restricts breathing. It alters muscle activation. It puts constant stress on your neck and upper back. Over time, the brain adapts to this new normal, and suddenly poor posture feels natural, while good posture feels uncomfortable. That's your nervous system learning the wrong pattern. Now add stress, constant notifications, deadlines, financial pressure, social comparison, news overload. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a lion chasing you and an email stressing you out. It reacts the same way. Tension rises, heart rate increases, breathing becomes shallow, digestion slows, repair shuts down. When this state becomes chronic, your body never fully enters recovery mode. That's when people say they feel wired but tired, exhausted but unable to relax, tense even when nothing is happening. That's not weakness. That's a nervous system stuck in survival mode. And when survival mode becomes your default, healing becomes your exception. Your body needs safety signals to repair. Slow breathing, deep sleep, gentle movement, sunlight, human connection. Stillness. These tell your nervous system, you're okay now, you can rebuild. Without them, your body stays defensive. Tight, guarded, inflamed. Movement plays a huge role here too. When you move well, walking, stretching, rotating your spine, training balance, you feed your nervous system clean information. You improve coordination. You strengthen the brain-body connection. You sharpen reflexes. You improve awareness of where your body is in space. That's why people who move more confidently also fall less and recover faster. But when movement becomes repetitive, limited, or absent, the nervous system becomes dull. Signals weaken, coordination declines, reaction time slows, balance suffers. And again, people blame age when the real issue is communication breakdown. Here's the empowering part. Your nervous system is adaptable. It learns quickly. You can retrain it, improve posture, breathe deeper. Slow down your nervous system intentionally. Reduce screen time. Move your body through full ranges of motion. Spend time outside. Sleep better. These things don't just feel good. They reprogram how your brain communicates with your body. And when that communication improves, everything else improves with it. Muscles activate properly. Pain decreases. Digestion stabilizes. Sleep deepens. Recovery speeds up. You feel more present, more coordinated, more in control of your own body. Most people try to fix problems locally. Massage the pain, stretch the tight spot, take something for symptoms. But the real upgrade happens when you fix the control system itself. Because when your nervous system works better, your entire body works better. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable, comfort itself. Because the modern world has made life easier than ever before, and our bodies weaker than ever before. We have climate control, food delivery, cars, elevators, remote controls, voice commands, and screens that let us live entire days without standing up. Convenience is everywhere. And while it feels good in the moment, it's quietly robbing your body of the very challenges it needs to stay strong. Your body was not designed for non-stop comfort. It was built for movement, temperature changes, physical effort, sunlight, walking long distances, lifting, carrying, climbing, resting when tired, and then doing it again. That cycle of stress and recovery is what made humans resilient. But now we've removed almost all physical demand and replaced it with constant sitting and passive entertainment. When your body isn't challenged, it adapts by shrinking its capabilities. Bones become less dense, muscles weaken, cardiovascular fitness drops, joints stiffen. Even your ability to regulate temperature declines. You become more sensitive to heat, cold, effort, and discomfort. That's not aging, that's deconditioning. Think about how quickly the body changes when it's forced into inactivity. Astronauts lose muscle and bone density in space. People on bed rest lose strength in days. Casts cause muscles to shrink. The body adapts fast, in both directions. Remove challenge, and the system downshifts. Add challenge, and it rebuilds. But modern life rarely forces positive stress. Instead, it gives us chronic low-level stress from screens and work, without the physical output our bodies evolved to handle it. So stress builds up internally with nowhere to go. We stay mentally overstimulated but physically understimulated. That mismatch creates tension, anxiety, poor sleep, and burnout. We also avoid natural discomfort at all costs. Always perfect temperature, always soft chairs, always instant food, always entertainment to avoid boredo. But discomfort is not the enemy. Controlled discomfort is training. It teaches your body resilience. Cold exposure improves circulation. Heat challenges your cardiovascular system. Physical exertion strengthens muscles and lungs. Even boredom gives your brain space to reset. When you remove all discomfort, you remove growth. And this doesn't mean you need to live like a caveman. It means you stop letting convenience make every decision for you. Take the stairs, carry your groceries, walk instead of drive short distances, stand more, sit less, move your body daily. Let your heart rate rise sometimes. Let your muscles work. Let your lungs breathe deeply. Your ancestors didn't work out. Their entire life was movement. Ours is the opposite. So now we must intentionally reintroduce challenge into our lives, not to punish ourselves, but to preserve our strength. Here's something powerful. When you choose effort, your confidence changes. You trust your body more. You feel capable. You feel grounded. You stop seeing your body as fragile and start seeing it as adaptable. And the irony is this: the more physically capable you become, the more comfortable life actually feels. Walking doesn't feel tiring. Carrying things doesn't feel heavy. Stairs don't feel intimidating. Travel doesn't feel exhausting. Your world expands. Comfort shrinks your world. Strength expands it. So the question isn't how to make life easier on your body. The question is how to make your body strong enough to handle life. Because your body doesn't fall apart from being used. It falls apart from being protected from use. Now let's end with the most important truth of all. Your body is not broke. It is not weak by design. It is not failing you. It is constantly trying to protect you, repair you, and keep you alive. Even right now, as you're sitting here listening, millions of cells are regenerating, wounds are being patched, hormones are being balanced, and damaged tissue is being replaced. Healing is not something your body does sometimes. It is something your body is always trying to do. But healing requires the right conditions. You cannot expect your body to rebuild itself while you starve it of sleep, flood it with stress, deprive it of movement, overload it with processed food, and keep it in constant tension. That's like asking a construction crew to rebuild a house while the lights are off, the tools are missing, and the building is still on fire. When you give your body what it actually needs, something incredible happens. Progress doesn't come from forcing it harder, it comes from supporting it better. Sleep is not laziness, it's repair time. During deep sleep, growth hormone is released, tissues are rebuilt, memories are processed, and inflammation is lowered. Movement is not punishment, it's circulation. It delivers oxygen and nutrients to cells and removes waste. Nutrition is not just calories, it's information. Every bite sends instructions that either support healing or slow it down. Breathing is not automatic background noise, it's a switch. Slow, deep breathing tells your nervous system to calm down and shift into recovery mode. Even your mindset plays a role. When you constantly tell yourself that your body is old, broken, or failing, you create stress. When you treat your body with patience, consistency, and respect, you create an environment where healing becomes easier. Most people look for dramatic transformations. They want overnight change. But the body doesn't rebuild in extremes. It rebuilds through consistency. Small daily actions repeated over time. 10 minutes of movement, one better meal, one earlier bedtime, one walk, one deep breath. These don't seem powerful until you realize they stack. And here's the part most people don't understand. Healing doesn't just mean removing pain. It means restoring capacity, being able to move more, lift more, think clearer, sleep deeper, recover faster, live with more energy. That's what true health looks like. Your body is always listening. It's listening to how you move, how you eat, how you rest, how you speak to yourself. It adapts to the environment you create for it. If you create chaos, it survives. If you create support, it thrives. You don't need perfection. You don't need to do everything at once. You need direction. You need to start moving toward health instead of drifting toward decline. Because here's the truth. Your body does not suddenly give up. It slowly runs out of support. And when you give it support again, it responds faster than you think. So don't wait for pain to force change. Don't wait for diagnosis to wake you up. Don't wait for limitation to steal your freedom. Start treating your body like something designed to heal, because it is. And when you finally give your body what it needs, it will show you just how powerful it has been all along.